Hello, hello, hello. It's Doc, aka Bolton Corbin, aka Dolphy Ziegler, aka Andrew E. Kornick, aka I Love You Solo Suka, aka Big Match John Cena Gun, aka The Vegan Killer Randy Otak, aka The Dim Sum Don, aka Yum Chow real smooth now. Dun, 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 dun. Turn it up. AKA Cherokee Dia Swang. AKA The Dim Sum Don. AKA The Good Bob Boy. Yeah, 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 yeah. AKA Magandang Umaga. AKA The Flanimal Bautista. I'll walk around the roasting pit of lechon, aka Filipino Heat, aka the Invisible Pandesal, Don Calamonsi, aka Jacob Puto, aka the Toronto Maple Yeet, aka Tala Gago Knight, yeah, aka Chow Main Event J Pusoy Dos Yeet, aka Tito Baby Billy, aka your host. And today I'm here with somebody who I'm going to call Chicago Royalty, on the same level as Harry Carey, on the same level as, you know, BJ Armstrong, on the same level as Tony Kukoc. You know, he's a trill ass white boy like Kurt Heinrich. He's my guy. Mr. SPF, Sean. How you doing, man?
I am doing good. I am doing good. If Apollo Creed hadn't been killed by even Drago, I'm pretty sure hearing someone with an even longer list of nicknames probably would have put him in the ground. So probably for the best that happened.
Hey, you know,
All of which I know are true.
yeah. That's nah, you talk about Rocky and you talk about Apollo Creed. You want to talk like something that set my standard for media, for movies, for TV shows. Nothing really stands above the Rocky series going into Creed because, man, I love when Apollo Creed would show up and he'd do all those nicknames, you know, and like the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. I like he that whole movie series is so good, and one of my favorite scenes. All of my favorite scenes happen to be like the entrances for Apollo Creed because that first movie he comes out on crossing the river on that boat, you know, and then on the second movie he does even more things like that, and then like you know in Rocky Four he gets the whole ad coast to coast comes out to
Across the nation.
I live in America. To across the nation. Yeah, you know, like living in America. I got this karaoke mic in front of me. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta let these out because, you know, ADHD is my superpower, and I don't mind letting people know that because, you know, we gotta accept all these differences we have. And I'm not sure how else to go about this because I forgot to take my meds this morning. So I'm just going to be bouncing around all over the place, and I hope you, my audience, just bears with me.
As a fellow superhero in the ADHD Avengers, I I purposely didn't take mine this morning because I haven't slept more than 3 hours this week any night, and frankly, I'm starting a little tired of it.
Yeah.
Pun kind of intended. I just wondered, do you think they actually gave James Brown any money for his appearance in Rocky IV, or is it like when Ric Flair and Roddy Piper went down to Puerto Rico and they just paid him in a big old jug of cocaine?
Well, considering like you know There was Sylvester Stallone there, and he was a big cokehead. I definitely think that was a part of it, but I think they partied, and they probably found the glass table, wink,
Oh,
wink. And like I definitely think because based on the James Brown movie, he was also all about his money. Did he make that song? I don't know if he made that song, but he, because like, man, that is such like an iconic scene. Him coming out on the stage and just dancing.
it's so
It,
awesome.
it's so good. I wish somebody would have like just done that. Cody Rhodes, come on, you could do this, Cody. You could wear the All American flag. You could do that.
I feel like I've seen, like I saw a boxing match where somebody kind of took that entrance with the song and the tights
Oh,
and everything. I don't remember, but I really think I saw it, or I'm
y-
imagining it, and it was really cool in my head.
well, I'm gonna tell you, you're not imagining it
Ooh,
because Filthy Tom Lawler for a UFC fight
that's
came out as Apollo Creed with "I Living in America," and I want to let you know that you were not imagining things.
thank you. That is the best UFC entrance song this side of Taito Avasa. Coming out to my heart will go on.
Oh yeah, Taito Avasa coming out to my heart will go on, knocking a dude
I
out and then doing a shoey.
doing a shoot, which I saw that happen on the same card as I saw CM Punk's final UFC fight in person. That was a
Yo, oh, you were at
that,
that in person. Oh, you saw him fight Michael Jackson,
I
not
did, I
that
did.
Michael
I saw the
Jackson.
no contest that occurred between him and Michael Jackson.
Hey, he is 0-1-1, so
Exactly.
he's not a two-time loser. He's just a one-time loser and a one-time uh tire. He's a drawer. He's a
It was
draw. He's a draw.
NC. It's like it never really happened.
Yeah, it's a no contest. He's a draw. You know,
I still maintain that he won the first round of that fight,
possibly. Hey,
but
and
then I drank a lot that day, so I
yeah.
drank a lot, and I was wearing one of his shirts, so I probably am not a unbiased judge.
Oh yeah. Typical CM Punk fan. You drink, you smoke, you do drugs.
I've yet to be saved by the Second City Saint, but one day.
Hey,
Actually, you know what's funny about that?
what's up?
The Everyone loves the Mindy's muffin story and how that tied in with Brawl Out.
Yeah.
Mindy Siegel, the person from Mindy's that is referring to, is a very well-known Chicago chef, has been for decades, used to run an extremely well-regarded restaurant here.
Mm.
But when she closed her original restaurant called Hot Chocolate that everyone loved, her next project was entirely based on THC and cannabis-laced brownies and other sweets and pastries. So the
That's
fact
great.
that that's the person who's associated with punk for all time now because of Brawl Out, it's such a fun little coincidence that, yep, the lady who's like, yep, I'm going to make stuff that gets you high no matter what you eat of it. Which makes me wonder how many times they've slipped pot brownies into his order there just for fun.
Maybe that's why he was like, sometimes maybe that's why he was paranoid. Maybe they slipped him a pot brownie there and it was too much. And it made
That's
him
why
like,
he's on. Maybe that's why he's on good behavior now. Maybe he doesn't get as much Mindy's now as he's with WWE and not at home as much.
oh, wow. No, hey, you might have cracked the code, brother.
AEW, he didn't have to travel a lot. He could be home every day, heading over to Mindy's, getting something that's totally laced with THC, sitting around thinking Meltzer and the Bucks are talking about me again. That's
Hey,
what it is in his
like,
mind.
I'm going to say this. Like, one of the things about taking edibles, even THC edibles, is if you're not if you're not aware that you're going to be on them, sometimes you have a feeling of paranoia and delusions, a little bit of a delusions. That's what getting high is having delusions, and you're more hyper aware of other things sometimes because you don't know what strain you're taking. Um, so that's what I say for people: do not surprise those people with THC or any kind of edibles, because not only is that fucked up, it will fuck that person up, like just mentally, because you have to prepare yourself to be in that kind of mood. Um, that's
I,
that's my medical side coming out, brother.
it's appreciated. It's funny. One time, I've I'm a straight old old-fashioned alcoholic, so I never got into the pot THC scene
Yeah.
because I could only afford so many vices. But I swear this is not something taken from a movie. When I was in college, the one time that I ever have eaten any sort of like pot-laced food, someone had pot brownies in the dorm. I had one, and there was a guy who was sort of the very hyper-religious dude on our floor, and brought him in, gave him a couple brownies without saying anything. He ate them. And then an hour later, we're like, those were pot brownies, dude. And he's losing his mind and just acting all the fool. And then another hour later, it's like, actually, dude, those are the regular batch of brownies, not the pot brownies. But congratulations on talking yourself into a bad trip.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Maybe that's what someone did to Punk before he went back to his shower.
I think we might have just cracked everything that's happened here.
Maybe someone just whispered, "Hey Punk, hey, you ate the THC batch, bro."
And then at Wembley they gave him some THC tea.
Yeah,
They laced his tea bag with some, and that's why he had to go and murder Jack Perry.
Yeah, okay, so on all the discords, I have this joke where I say CM Punk fought the Young Bucks in a towel naked and ended up naked. That's my theory, right? That's why there's such animosity between both of them. So if you watch an episode of BTE, there's a segment where the Bucks are in a locker room, and then Kip Sabian in a towel wearing a title belt, a real world title, comes in and just like he's eating a muffin and he's like just bossing him around and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take this food. Hey, get out of my way." And then his towel falls off and he's naked. Okay. And then last year, CM Punk runs to the ring at a house show in a towel to fight two guys. And why would CM Punk do that?
I hate when forbidden love goes wrong.
Yeah. Now think about it. I have this theory that both the Young Bucks and CM Punk read my stupid comment that this is my stupid theory and decided we got to make this into something, and voila.
What if the whole thing is because Ace Steel got jealous?
Ooh. What did he get jealous of?
He got jealous of Punk's relationship with the Young Bucks.
Oh.
And that's what really started the fight, is Ace Steel going after the Bucks and then Punk jumping in torn because he's like, who do I defend here?
Yeah. And finally the old love took over, was like, I have to be with the man who I've loved for all these years. Yeah, he stuck by him. I mean, look, he got a job in TNA, and it's now NXT TNA, so yeah, and like there's never been any heat between those guys and Kenny Omega, because all Kenny Omega did was get bit after. They're saying that he picked up the dog to make sure that the dog was out of the way.
Yeah.
So.
Which, I mean, that's noble.
Yeah.
And since Kenny Omega had no one in that fight because his love is across the ocean.
Yeah.
So.
His heart will go on.
He could be friends with them, but.
Yeah.
The man of his dreams is still sitting around having his 25-hour days.
Yeah, sitting in his gym wrestling that wrestling doll.
And Yoshihiko are constantly at it. But I'm imagining them now having their match like Rocky and Apollo at the end of Rocky 3.
Ding, ding.
Kota Ibushi, ring the bell, ding.
Oh man, that's tremendous. I just imagine like Kenny Omega, like he just came from the arcade, just goes straight to the gym and just, hey yo, you want to go one round? Dang, yeah. But it's man, this rules. I love talking Rocky and I love talking wrestling, and brother, you have made my day.
Good memories, man. Rocky Four was the very first movie I ever saw on my own without like my parents taking me to the theater.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
really? TNT, TBS,
No, at the theater.
at the theater. Wow.
Rocky Four, 1987 or 86 or whatever year it came out, 85. But yeah, that was the first movie. I remember riding my bike to the mall theater. It's the first time I ever went to the movies just with friends, not with mom and dad driving me there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna age you, brother. That
Oh, I'm old as hell, man.
I'm
I,
I'm I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm like, ooh, yeah. But
I'll be able to sign up for ARP before the end of this current presidential term.
hey, there's this one poster that said he used to get AARP discounts all the time.
You
Um,
don't have to be 50 to be a member of ARP.
you
People don't
don't,
know that.
you don't.
No,
I also get discounts through AAA, and
so do I. They're good too.
yeah, AAA discounts are very good. Um, Go to AAA.com for more information. See, I'm practicing. I'm practicing. Because we were talking about this earlier before we got on the show. You just said, you told me, wow, you switched to the podcast voice very fast. And, I think of it like as a switch. All of a sudden, the red light's on and you're on. And I never got that about pro wrestling when they said like red light fever, but I'm getting it now. And like, it's like, I'm not saying I'm a performer. I'm not saying I'm anything like that. I'm just saying like, there's a certain voice that I do want to put out there, but it's not that different from my normal voice. It's
No, but
more, yeah, I know. I'm
the
more
tone switching.
pronunciating. Yeah.
The tone switching is normal. The first time that my wife and I worked from home the same day, she's like, I could tell when you were in a meeting and when the meeting actually started, as opposed to like the pre-meeting bullshit.
Oh
Because all
yeah.
of a sudden you go into Mr. I'm professional man voice and let me talk about things in an important and considered manner.
Yes.
Here's what I'm thinking. It's like there's a little more bass, and suddenly you're talking a little slower and using longer sentences and bigger words.
My wife hates this voice. She's like, you sound a little bit condescending, and that you're kind of trying to sound like you're not yourself. I hate it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, hon. I try because my normal vernacular. Well, you were hearing it. I'm more soft spoken, hard hitting, like Mr. Lashley, but it's it's all like, you know I never got it like about having to have this kind of voice, because I was using a professional voice when I'm at work, and when I'm at home I'm usually just, I'm myself. I'm vulgar. I'm all this stuff. But putting on this voice kind of like puts me back where I'm at work, and I'm not that I'm super serious, but I just want to give my subject, who is you, Sean, the utmost respect, which I do have for you. Um, and that goes on to say, I usually ask my first question within like the first 2 minutes, and we're already way past that. So,
That's the sign of a good show.
oh yeah, because like I want to tell you, like I've gotten these emails that I'm probably gonna read online. It said, "Hey idiot, when are you gonna talk about wrestling? I've been listening for 30 minutes, and you guys haven't talked wrestling once." And I was,
Wrestling's stupid.
yeah, okay, you want me to talk about wrestling? Wrestling is fake. It's two or more people getting in a ring and playing with each other for the a duration of the crowd. Sometimes to no reactions, sometimes to some reactions, but all of it is a performance. It's fugazi, but it's enjoyable sometimes. But it's all fake and it's stupid. But you know why I love wrestling? Because it's so stupid that I can buy somebody doing magic powers and throwing lightning at someone, but also accept a technical wrestling masterpiece right after. That's what pro wrestling is.
Pro wrestling is, and I've noticed that my interest in watching wrestling on TV has bottomed out to almost zero over the years.
Same here.
But at a live show, I still enjoy it because it's the only form of participatory theater.
I mean, have you ever gone to medieval times?
Once,
Yeah.
and that was exciting. I've been to a pig race a couple times,
Oh
cheered at
yeah.
those, gotten into it.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can the wrestling is the only so immersive environment where you can just like completely forget and allow yourself to accept the kayfabe of it all, for lack of a better term. I mean, like we just saw that we just went to New Japan Windy City Riot a couple months ago,
Oh
or a
yeah.
month ago, or whatever it is, and like that the Ishii versus Kid match, it was amazing. I loved it because
Yeah.
I was there live and yelling and screaming for it. On TV it would have been fun, but I couldn't really care that much. But
Yeah.
for me at this point, wrestling is more about my ability to release and have fun than it is to, oh, this guy did one hell of a shooting star cutter.
Yeah, like running joke in our personal Discord is I don't watch wrestling. Because the truth is I don't watch wrestling. But I still like when I went to Revolution this year, I had the time of my life because I got to see it performed in front of me. I got to see guys I liked. I got to see a lot of things, and I love watching wrestling live. There's nothing like it because, like you said, you just get lost in the moment. You get lost in the action. You're surrounded by just as many sickos as you are, and you just like are able to just let go of the leash, let go of the shame, and just have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and God knows if I were going to give myself an AKA, one of them would definitely be the only guy who was cheering for Yoshihashi versus Kenny Omega at one time.
Hey, the loose explosion. It's gonna be his time soon. It took Goto like about 12, 13 tries to get the title, but he got it. He got it.
I still can't believe that. That's like when the Cubs won the World Series. It just scared. It made me think that the whole world's just breaking. Every time something like that happens, things just seem to go to shit.
Hey, yeah, like when the Cubs won in when they won
2016.
2016, who became president?
A week later.
A week later, and like like I was talking about this on other shows. Like my favorite trilogy of movies is Back to the Future, and seeing the Cubbies win, I think that was 2015 when they won in that movie, and then like that to happen is like that's pretty funny to me.
So close.
So close, like right there, but it's just like when I think about pro wrestling, like I do love it. So I still watch some matches. Most of the time I'm watching like old stuff or like what's recommended as like top of the line stuff. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Or when people say, because Jason, I told him, hey, we could review a show if you want, and then we just ended up reviewing Backlash. I like watching a WWE PLE live. I don't know how people do it, so I was happy to watch it like on replay and fast forward through everything.
Yeah.
Go to Peacock. Buy Peacock. Go ahead. They have supercuts of The Office now, and I think Parks and Rec, which puts all the deleted scenes in, and it's pretty enjoyable. Peacock.
Peacock is also home to multiple versions of the single best competitive game/reality show possibly ever made, The Traitors.
Oh yeah.
Which is in many ways better pro wrestling than any pro wrestling company around right now.
Yeah. You know what I love to watch? I love to watch RuPaul's Drag Race because I love pro wrestling. I love trash TV, and I love entrance costumes, and I love entrances. I know like people make fun of like people who just love the entrance, but I feel
entrances are rock.
Entrances are so good. Like if you saw a wrestling fan RuPaul's Drag Race, and you show up like the lipstick for your life and how they all come out and like they all have shade and these words like fishy and all this stuff, because even drag has like their own words, like like in wrestling it's pops, it's kayfabe, all this bullshit. Like they also have those kind of words in like drag, and it's like it's the same thing, and like it rules. I love a good entrance. Like I don't care that Shinsuke Nakamura no longer like can put on the matches that he used to put on. But just give me him doing his wacky dances with the lights going on and that song and everybody going da da da. Like
Well, that's
it's
the
like a
thing.
fun thing. I love
With
entrances.
WWE, yeah. See, that's the thing with WWE. The problem is that all they are is the entrances.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Uso's, or Jey Uso, or whichever Uso it is, his entire thing is the yeet. But
Yes.
think about all the same people who say it's just about who will try to say that they don't care about entrances.
Yeah.
Go back if you can somehow in your mind and think back to the moment. And I was on Twitter when that happened, and in Discord when that happened, when Bryan Danielson first came back out to a Final Countdown at the Forbidden Door show. Literally, you see a Twitter feed of just 50 posts of "Holy shit, the Final Countdown,"
Yeah.
and everyone saying "Thank you, Tony Khan." Wrestling entrances are great. They're one of the best parts of the damn show because where else? Everything else is aped from that.
Yeah, you're going to set the tone with your entrance. Yeah,
When there's nothing else after it, then it can be like, yeah, if all you're thinking about is the entrance, I see why it's empty. But anyone who says they don't like entrances or don't care about entrances is either lying or dead inside.
yeah. I mean, when I play wrestling video games, I do skip the entrances after a certain point because you just kind of want to beat each other up.
No, yeah.
But like sometimes, like when I would play WCW Revenge, I would just like to play out like La Parca's entrance or like Disco Inferno or Alex Wright because they would do these dances. And man, Das Wunderkind was one of my favorites to use in there because he had like a 30-second taunt when he got on special to the point like you do his special taunt, like then your special meters are done. I'm not sure if you ever played Revenge.
I did.
Yeah. But you know, like he would do like that dun, 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 but then you do like the whole thing and then when you're done doing the taunt, your special meter's already gone. But I love that game, man.
The late 90s, early 2000s really was the golden era for dancing wrestlers.
Yeah, Disco
Alex
Inferno.
Wright, Disco, La Parca in America doing the dance and holding the chair.
Freaking, you got in the Japan.
And
You
Too
had
Cool.
Too cool. You had Too Cool for Kishi doing
Too
the
Cool.
Royal Rumble thing. In Japan, you even had like Magnum Tokyo doing his Tokyo Go dance.
Exactly. And then Tokyo came over to WCW.
Yeah, and he was still dancing, and it's like, man, and seeing Tokyo, Alex Wright, and Disco Inferno together, dancing as the Dancing Fools. I love that stuff. I love that. It's just like they're all just like smiling and that's. And I know like nowadays it's in vogue to hate Disco Inferno, but at that period in that kind of time, he was pretty funny to watch because
He was. I mean, as long as Disco was one of those guys in small doses.
yeah,
Disco Inferno on my screen for 3 minutes every other Nitro. Funny.
yeah,
Disco Inferno for 15 minutes as a major part of a show. Not funny.
yeah.
Disco Inferno as a podcaster. Proof that God hates us.
Hey, you know what? Like, I really miss the short 3-minute matches because like on TV, I think that might have been my ADHD talking about like having these 5-minute like cruiserweight matches or like squashes. It was kind of perfect for me and like to get these wrestling in small doses, like to see like Rey Mysterio and Psychosis pull off like all these crazy flippy dippy moves, and then it's like only been like 5 minutes, and then the next match it's like Juventud Guerrera versus Billy Kidman, and then they do all this cool stuff. I like that. I wish we would do more of that. But nowadays, everybody's got to get their shit in. But I understand. But like, it's just like, why do we need to do that? Why can't we? Why do we have to have matches that have commercial breaks that carry through to the next one? Why can't we just move on? But you know,
Not
I don't work in
everything-
TV.
Not everything needs to be an epic.
Yeah,
And not everything should be an epic. I mean, the idea that everyone's always going to have a good 15-minute fight, just it absolutely kills the illusion some ways.
yeah,
I want some matches where one guy is really good and just stomps the other dude out.
yeah.
That's. But then I still like a pretend sport, I guess. So
Yeah.
I know I'm.
But you went to a UFC. You went to the UFC for like CM Punk, right?
I've been to many UFC
You've been to
cards.
what? Yeah, I love you. I loved MMA before I went to the whole thing. Well, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, we could. I could talk UFC
Oh,
old days all
yeah.
day. But,
No, no. I mean, I'm not going to talk what became of it, what's
oh
happening
yeah,
currently. So, like, when you go to a card or you watch a card and you see like finishes for like the first when you see every match has a finish, that's exciting. And then like in between those, you get like those like back and forth three rounders that are like nonstop action. You don't know what way is gonna go. I love that too. And then you have like complete dominance, like GSP, ground and pound, ground and pound, John Fitch style grapple, you know. And to me, I like that stuff too because I like seeing how the other guy's gonna try to work under like a Davian Maya or like a GSP or like Matt Hughes, just guys smothering you. I like to see how the guy would fight off of that. So other people would hate that, but I will love that. So like,
but
but like this is all interspersed between like fights where there's finishes, and it's all like about matchmaking. And in wrestling, everything is too formulaic. On both shows, everything is formulaic about how they set it up. One guy hits a plancha, we're going to commercial break all the time.
exactly.
And
Talking about the idea of how different types of matches can be fulfilling.
yeah,
Uh, Here, a very quick story. The first UFC card that I ever went to was UFC 194.
ooh,
Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo.
oh man,
And it was amazing because it's like a friend of mine who is far more successful in life was like, we've been watching all these UFC cards. Let's go out to a show. I'll buy us tickets to the show. So
nice.
he goes on StubHub and buys like these decent seats at. So it was one of the last shows at the MGM Garden, rather before they moved across the street to the T-Mobile.
Yeah,
So we walk up to the gates to get into the building. He finds out his tickets are counterfeit. So he calls StubHub. They send him to the ticket office in Vegas. We take a cab over. He comes out. He's like, I don't know where these seats are. They gave them to me, but they couldn't really point to it on the map. So we get there, and it turns out the replacement seats are on the floor, 9 rows from the octagon.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
Literally sitting in front of me is Antonio Nogueira.
Oh yeah, big no.
Dave Meltzer is sitting 4 rows behind me. No joke. And it was amazing. We had Irish dudes behind us who were like, I paid $5,000 a ticket to be here. This is the greatest day. And as we all know, that fight, 14 seconds, boom. And as a guy named Sean Flynn, you know who I was rooting for.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was in full meatball.
hey,
But the point is, we get back home, and people know I went to the show, and they hear the result, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Why? Because you went out there, you went to this show, and it was only 14 seconds. I'm like, that was the greatest 14 seconds of my life. Don't tell my wife that, but please.
if you look at that fight, right, they built it up so much. Jose Aldo goes in with a flying knee, same flying knee he's used to KO like countless
They
people.
try to punch. They both try to punch. They almost did the Rocky 2 ending.
Yeah,
They both threw punches at the exact same time. McGregor's hits a split second earlier. Aldo finishes his punch as he's unconscious.
yeah.
His body's falling down. His fist grazes McGregor's chin. And then he just takes a nice little nap.
Yeah, it's one of the craziest like one punch matches I have ever
That's
seen.
incredible.
It's
And-
incredible. Like seeing
And
it
it was
live.
perfect.
Yeah,
But in wrestling terms, that would be considered a horrible idea. A one-shot match? You can't do that.
I think you can do that. I
think
want
you
to see
should do
that. You should do. I want Okada and Omega to win the same way. Yeah,
Imagine if Omega came out and just hit this giant, like Ben Askren style V trigger
yeah.
as they're hitting the center of the ring. Boom, boom. I would love it. I
Rest
know I'm alone in
stoppage.
that.
I would love a rest stoppage right there. Because when
Try it
I
out.
when I watched that first Hangman versus Mox match for the world title, and like Mox just hangs out, just knocks out Hangman, and that's it.
Yeah.
That was the most dominant finish in wrestling that I've ever seen. He's out. referees are all around him. They end the match, and like people are all just like confused about what happened. And I remember like people were saying that's not a legit win. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? He
Seriously.
got KO'd after a fight. That's the most definitive win there can be. And I love that stuff, man. I love it when sometimes when things go wrong in a bit, and I love it when my wrestling is a little less sloppy and a little not a little more sloppy, a little less worked. You know, like where things don't look so perfect, because fights don't look perfect. When when GSP fought Koscheck, when he kept jabbing him to oblivion, that was a perfect fight. But when what was it that GSP fought and he kept getting hit. GSP versus Bisping with that return fight, that was so amazing to see like GSP come back and he's just as good as when he left for like 2-3 years.
That was actually fun. I knew that GSP was going to be announcing his comeback before it all got announced.
Yeah.
And because the place where we would stay when we would go out to the shows, because I went out to like 6 or 7 UFC shows in Vegas.
Yeah.
I saw pretty much every McGregor fight for like a span of years out there.
Wearing the red panties.
Hi, man. Those were some party nights. But before the night before GSP's return fight, we're sitting at the pool at this hotel. And this absolutely ripped guy and his entourage come down. And I'm looking, they're across the pool. It's like, is that? And then finally, it's like the guy gets out, and I see the fleur de lis tattoo. I'm like, holy shit, it's GFP!
Needless to say, were you very impressed by his muscles?
It's like watching a marble statue trying to swim.
Yeah, dude.
It's somehow succeeding.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
He looked. He's a fake bald. Because he could grow his hair out, but
I have no doubt he could grow a full head of hair within 3 hours.
Yeah.
Just by deciding he wants it.
Yeah, he decides to be bald because it give me a very good advantage when I fight because it makes me more aerodynamic. You know, because when I get in the ring, it's just a fight, and you know, I do my best. That dude fucking rocks, dude. Like, because I was reading a discussion, there was on the stupid like forum. They're having discussions about who's a tough guy, what does a tough guy look like, and people are throwing out, you know, Samoa Joe looks like a tough guy. Harley Race looks like a tough guy, but I'm like, well, I'm gonna say, you know, George St. Pierre, he looks like a tough guy. John Jones, he looks like a tough guy. I was gonna say his name. Alexander Jobin looks like a tough guy. He's that guy that looks like he's an underwear model who's also an MMA fighter. But like, yeah, we're talking MMA today. Suck it. It's like when I think of like classic tough guys, I don't think like of like, because like in wrestling when we see tough guys, they think like a fat guy with a beard who looks like he's having a really bad day, and yeah, that's a good look for a wrestler, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're a tough guy, because we seen what happened with wrestling, who people call a wrestling tough guy, like Bill Goldberg, or or like a freaking, you know, who's that guy, Taz. Like we get told that this is what tough guys look like, and then you know UFC comes along and there's a guy like, you know, there's El Guapo, there's you know, I was about to call him Wayne Harlock, that's his name in like there's Ken Shamrock, there's Ken Shamrock's brother, Frank Shamrock. Like, these are good looking dudes. So like when I think of like Nobuhiko Takada, freaking the ultimate sexy man, Sexy Yama. Oh man, you ever see him on that Korean reality show like The 100 or something? So like there's a spot there. I'll send you the link, and I'll put the link in the episode description. So Sexy Yama like guest stars, and like he's like just supposed to be like, you know, just like oh yeah, so this is what you're doing for today. And then one of the like, because it's alpha male tough guys, you're like Korean. Oh, I was in the Korean military, so I can handle my shit. So one of these guys challenges him. So Sexyama takes off his shirt. Everybody pops. All the contestants go like, "Oh my god! It's just like TV. It's just like how he looks on the internet. It's not Photoshop. It's real." So like he gets like the Jeff Hardy pop, and like he's just as like jacked and beautiful as you want him to be, and man, yeah. When I think of a classic tough guy, I think Sexy Yama too. It's just like what people think is tough is always like some ugly, chubby guy, and those guys can be tough. I mean, like we saw one guy just win the boxing heavyweight world title. He was just a fat Mexican dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's his name? I forgot his name, but
I want to say I keep wanting to call him John Ruiz, but I know that was an older generation kind of fat Mexican guy who won the title.
Because he beat
the one who beat Deontay
Wilder. Yeah, he knocked out Deontay.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember his name. It's just man. God. I used to know everything in boxing.
Yeah,
I used to know everything going on in wrestling too, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but like we keep going and going with pro wrestling, and like for me, pro wrestling, MMA, boxing, it's all in the combat sports family, and like it kind of goes one and the same because you got the entrances, you got the pre-match banter, you got the gimmicks, you got all of that, it's
you want to talk entrances, man. You just mentioned one of the great entrances of all time in Sexyama.
yeah, dude.
Coming out to Conte Partio.
Oh god,
I think it was before his match with Sakuraba, where it's like it's him and like seemingly like 5,000 like of his like trainees all in their gis. It's just the most phenomenal entrance ever.
Oh,
and then of course he was so bathed in lotion that it didn't turn out to be a really fair fight, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah, it's like I love those big entrances like that they would have in Pride.
Oh yeah.
Like Sakuraba comes out like as like Road Warrior Hawk, or like you have like my favorite entrance is always the Rude Sandstorm. And like seeing like the Axe Murderer Vanderlei Silva with that lady, Lenny Hart.
Lenny Hart.
Yeah.
I believe in not having regrets in life, but one of the few that I do have is that apparently Lenny Hart was like willing to like record entrances for like wedding receptions and all that for a certain price, and I really should have done that for mine.
Oh yeah.
Because
I was wrong about Deontay Wilder. It was actually Anthony Joshua who got
Joshua, yeah.
Interviews. But like if you see like the difference in body shape, it's like dude, it's crazy.
Exactly. It's like one guy looks like the scariest man alive, and the other one just punched him in the face and knocked him out.
The other guy looks like he works at my local Walmart changing tires.
That's what I was gonna say. It's just the tire guy.
Hey man, we got it's that superpower, man. We're on the same brainwave. So
apparently tired dudes have a look.
Hey, yeah, dude. They have that spare tire that gives them that extra power from the bottom to get that knockout power. So you're saying about your regrets?
Oh yeah, just not having Lenny Hart do the introductions for my wedding reception. Because
oh my god,
that would have been worth it. I don't remember what it cost. It was more than I would ever want to spend. But
yeah,
I should have.
You know who's actually affordable? Because I looked into this, right? I looked into Michael Buffer. No, Bruce Buffer, pretty affordable.
Really?
At the time, it would have been like, because like I wanted to have like a wedding reception and stuff, but then 2020 happened, so we just got married in a courtyard. But like it's just like I was looking like I could have Bruce Buffer announce us. He could record it like on it because he was doing cameos at the time.
Yeah.
So you could like request it on a cameo for him to like do your thing, and he'll do it like on he'll do it like professionally with like a recording thing, not just on.
Man.
Because like sometimes you have the cameo just like here,
Yeah, just a cell phone.
outside in the wind, not even having like the microphone on, just like on speakerphone. It's time. Like I could probably do a facsimile, but like it's not gonna be the same.
Having played poker with Bruce Buffer, I can understand why he's not charging too much for his cameo.
Okay, I'm not in trouble yet. That this will be completely cut out. But
Oh, yeah.
I
I
just
just
like
got the what's for dinner text.
oh god, yeah. Oh no. Uh
I don't know.
yeah, people don't know. People don't know this wife guy life.
It's good life.
Yeah, you know, like, hey, you know, like our wives become the center of our world, right? And we got to make sure they're happy because they're the ones who put up with us.
Happy life, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, if there's anything like I want to tell people in life that you have to do is happy wife, happy life.
Exactly.
Like, man, I love having this conversation with you, Sean. This fucking rules, bro. Like, I knew from the start that we would be kindred spirits. like I knew like we would be like on the same kind of thing because like do you just get a vibe from people even like if it's through text like how they're gonna like be when you actually talk. And let me tell you, this guy fucking rocks.
I'm too old to give a shit about the stupid stuff, so it's like it took me a long time because I spent years on the internet being the guy who's arguing about everything, and I can't talk now. Someone's wrong on the internet. And it's like, I mean, because I was arguing on the internet back when America Online was still the thing. It's like I'm too old now. I just want to have fun, shoot shit, remember old wrestlers, remember old MMA fighters, talk about Korean barbecue.
Oh man,
Arguing. No one's ever going to win an argument on the internet.
wanna like, oh, I have this point to prove, and that's my wife running. I have this point to prove when you're online and you're talking to somebody. Like, no, I have to show that I'm right. But
Yeah.
in the end, like, who's making you waste your time thinking about them saying like, no, I gotta show that I'm right. That's absolutely stupid.
When you're doing research to prove your point on a message board forum post or a Discord post, that's when it's time to just sit down and go, okay, I think I might need to have my priorities go do a little bit of a readjust, maybe shift my paradigm a little.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of insane because like I think sometimes you take breaks from where you're at, right? You take breaks from like that space and just like you realize you get to an age and then you realize like it doesn't matter. None of this matters. It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
Okay, Carl.
And it's just like I think we should like prioritize our not saying prioritize your happiness, but prioritize like what means something. And like that when it comes to like freaking wrestling, like what are we really arguing about? Why am I gonna argue about like why I don't like Jungle Boy? Why I don't think like AEW is the best wrestling? Why I don't think where AEW is the best wrestler? Why I don't think like WWE is like as bad as people say, but it's also really bad.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad.
Somehow it's both worse and better than people say.
Yeah, it's like I can see like the happiness in the children in the audience, right?
Yeah.
And like that's who that's made for. People don't get like pro wrestling isn't made for. It's not made for adults.
Could be.
It could be made for adults. Lucha Underground was made for adults, and that's why like a lot of us enjoyed it because it was kind of like mature storytelling. There's actual stories. You know, we put smile on faces. That's the whole mission statement of WWE, and the faces that they care about putting smiles on is the children because those are the people who are going to buy the clothes. Those are the people who are going to buy the toys. I mean, that's also going to be like
People who are going to beg mom and dad to go to the show.
yeah, those are the people, and like And like you get people who have grown up with WWE since 2001, and that's been the wrestling that they love. So like the people continuing that, they pass it down to their kids, and this is what it is, and this is what it is. Cause, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. If this is what people enjoy, that's what they enjoy. If people like AEW, that's what they enjoy, that's what I enjoy. And I'm just like, I could either shit on these people loving this stuff, or I can just make jokes that have nothing to do with anything that's going on. And I like making the jokes with that make no sense to any context. And you've read that before.
I'm all about the non sequitur and just the bizarre take on the internet. Because that way, if you do that all the time, then what you can do is about 1/4 of the insane takes are actual ones, and no one's really sure, so you can slip in ones that are like utterly bizarre.
Yeah, that's
and no one's going to really fight you on it. And then if it actually turns out to be the case later on, you're able to point to it and say, "See, that's what I said was going to happen."
Like I'm making this prediction, or like right now, who knows when this is going to go on. I'm definitely going to put you on before All In, because I want this to get on air before then. Trade secret, I record shows beforehand, and I'm breaking kayfabe right now because that's how seasons work on TV. They record everything at the beginning of the year and then put it out later on. So that's what I'm doing.
Not everyone can go live.
Yeah, not everyone can go live, because sometimes I have to talk to a guy from Australia who can only talk to me at 7 in the morning for like 30 minutes. And Sam, thank you for that. Like, oh man. Like, I love just throwing out like stupid. I'm gonna throw it out right now. Okada versus Omega is not gonna happen at All In. Instead, you're gonna get Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd, because they're building this up. Why would they have them fight each other at? It's gonna be Anarchy in the Arena, and Okada, if he defends the title, maybe they give it to Rush, because I think they're having a triple threat match, and Rush is one of their biggest Mexican superstars.
This is true.
And like in Texas, usually the luchadors are the draw. So doing a match, a never before seen match, Okada versus Rush, I want to watch that. And for me, those are two matches that are relatively still new. Omega versus Kid happened in Tokyo Dome. It didn't happen in America. But like for Omega versus Okada, we've had like I thought like 6 matches.
4 or 5, yeah.
Plus tag matches. So I'm like, okay, we can do that. Maybe we do it at some other time. But like, and then what the booking shows me is, I think, because the magic Okada. All of a sudden, Okada's not feuding with somebody, because we had like 3 months of the Okada Takeshita build last year, right? Exactly. And what happened? It didn't happen. So same thing here. Okada comes out at the end of Dynamite, and he gets split off with Mike Bailey. Does nothing with Omega, even though Omega's right there. So I don't know. I think they're trying to like damper people's expectations, and they're going some other way. But
I think what you're seeing also is the churn in the AEW audience.
Yeah.
Because the audience that was going to AEW shows 2019, 2021, 2022 maybe even.
Yeah.
That was an audience that almost unanimously would consider Okada Omega a dream match worth traveling to see.
Yeah.
I think the audience has turned over in a way to where Okada versus Omega is no longer like if someone said, "Oh my God, Led Zeppelin is reuniting." It's now something that people would be interested in as a big match, but it's not this totem from the golden era that they want to revisit. I don't think that the current audience has nearly the consensus level of reverence for it, just because a lot of them have probably never seen it at this point. A lot of them don't really know the history of it, I suspect. Yeah. So the idea that you would need to save that for your huge show that you're trying to fill, I think that that's an idea that might be outdated.
Yeah, because we're also looking at Texas. Yeah. And like they have some really big spots to fill, and like you want to make the biggest show possible. I love this right now. Because right now I have a bunch of people calling me crazy that it's not going to happen.
We should loop it back and record this chunk for the show.
Oh yeah. This is my thing. Like, however you want to book your pro wrestling kind of gets easy when you see somebody's booking patterns. And right now the pattern is TK has to make a pivot because somebody is not wanting to work with each other,
Yeah.
and that's why like I'm seeing this divergent path. Because right now, what you would probably be seeing is if they do go towards like Omega versus Okada, why are you not building it now? Why are they not interacting? Why are they doing stuff with all these other people? Just to throw us off? Maybe, but like if you're putting Gabe Kidd and Kenny Omega across from each other, you want to see them have it out for like just actually have that match and like see, because what Gabe's done and like Gabe's grown since their match in January. Great, Gabe has become like this really excellent pro wrestler, and I want to see that match. I don't want to see retreads because what we see a lot, like, because I know people say like Hurt Syndicate, Adam Copeland, Christian, even Mox. This is all callbacks to WWE 10 years ago, but and like I kind of feel that way too because I want to see who they have to offer. If I could like see, like everybody wanted to see Hangman versus Swerve in the main event of All In, and they're not getting that for now. For now, who knows? Who knows what happens? Anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling. Anything can happen. But like what we have is what we have right now, and if you look it through the tea leaves and trying to make these predictions, this is what I'm predicting, and if it happens, I'm gonna laugh my ass off, and then everybody's gonna blame me for for manifesting this. But I just believe like we can't have these expectations for pro wrestling that it's going to make sense, especially like with people like when The Rock shows up, he's going to blow everything up about what, because John Cena was not supposed to turn heel.
No, that was rushed.
All this merchandise was created for him to go to these places in the colorways of these teams, in the home teams that he's going in. That is not a face thing. Like if he was going to Boston, he's going to wear Lakers colors or Yankees colors. He's gonna wear a colorway with like pinstripes or something.
Exactly.
But he's not. It's all like in the colors of who you're supposed to be cheering for. So like in this way, like you see booking patterns and things change, and I see a change where I'm not going to see this match happen, and it doesn't matter to me because I'd rather see Rush versus Okada. I'd rather see Omega versus Kidd, and whoever Moxley wrestles. I don't really care. I don't really care.
See, I don't watch enough AEW at this point to really comment on the booking or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's why mine is just the big picture thought that I want to watch. You talked about how they're not putting them together yet.
Yeah.
Either one of two things is happening. Either they believe that all we have to do is put them in the ring together once and that'll generate so much excitement that it'll sell everything, or they're not doing it. And if it's the first one, I think they're going to be mistaken because of exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
I don't think that audience is going to be any more excited for Omega Okada than they would be for Omega Takeshita, than they would be for any two main event talents going against each other.
Yeah, it's just
I don't think that it would have a special buzz to them. You're not going to get 5,000 more seats sold because people are like, holy shit, now I need to go down. Anyone who's anticipating Okada Omega, who is excited about that prospect, has already bought their ticket and is already traveling down there in the hopes it was going to happen.
Yeah, and also like this is 2025 Okada. This is American Okada, so he's not losing. I just want to say that. Thank you for kind of seeing my point of view, because like I think also like when it comes to wrestling, we love to like have these like make these assumptions and make these little predictions. But like if you've been watching long enough, you can like sort of see where things are settling, because whatever big match is happening, you kind of see it like. Because I saw like Cena and Cody, because that's the biggest match you can make. So yeah, whatever. I can't predict what's gonna happen. I just kind of like have these inclinations of like, oh, maybe this is the most likely scenario. And like what I like about pro wrestling is all scenarios can change. Anything can change at the drop of a dime. So and like part of this, like even though like we're not watching regularly, we still have like kind of like sort of a feeling about like what is and what could be, and that kind of shows our instincts as wrestling fans. Because once you're a wrestling fan, I think you're always a wrestling fan. Even if it's not what's interesting you on TV, it's stuff that you could like kind of see and kind of feel. Because I'm not sure what's your favorite. What is your favorite era of wrestling?
I would say probably late '80s NWA.
Oh, oh yeah, you got the Steamboat Flair trilogy.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
The Horseman era is my
Oh.
my big era, or I'd say that sort of late '96, '97 WWF,
Mm.
just
yeah.
before the whole Attitude Era explodes. But that year with Hart versus Michaels feud, Austin, all of that going on, that's my favorite year for like storytelling in
yeah.
wrestling, I think.
My favorite year for wrestling is '97 WCW and '97 WWF because of like the quality of matches in both
Yeah.
of them were so high.
Yeah, I should say '97 in general, 'cause I mean all the
Yeah.
promotions were running good at that point.
Yeah, they were like even like '97 ECW with like Barely Legal coming up and like
Exactly.
all that stuff was like all on fire at that time. So like when I think about like one of my favorite times of wrestling is like you see, yeah, it's '97. You get the I Quit match. You also get Taz versus Sabu at Barely Legal. You get Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio at Halloween Havoc, and that's just 3 matches that took place. You know, you also got like the European title finals with Bulldog and Owen Hart. Brother, that's
And one of the last really the last great extended story the entire year of '97, even in '96, the 15-16 month Sting arc,
yeah, yeah.
which I mean somehow WCW did that so well for 15 months and then didn't.
Hey, you know, like, and if I'm gonna be honest, like that when I look back at '97, like that's from my more adult eyes. When I'm thinking about my kid period, my favorite period of wrestling is '94, '95. Actually, it's '93 to '95, because '93 that's when I discovered Cactus Jack, Big
Oh,
Van
man.
Vader, Sting, Muda. Like that's when I found WCW, and then in '95 that's when I finally got to see the Hulkster live on TV, as opposed to just being on tapes from like the '80s and early '90s. I got to see Hulk Hogan in 1994 wrestle live on TV on WCW Saturday night. Can you believe that? The Hulk Hogan on WCW Saturday Night Live doing a promo.
See, it's funny because I was one of those weird kids who was a kind of a heel fan all the time. So I hated Hogan growing up.
Hell yeah.
But my holy shit moment was when Bobby Heenan first showed up on TV with the old
World
NWA title,
Oh man.
saying that Ric Flair was coming. I just sat there and I was like,
The real champ is here.
my brain just exploded.
Oh man. Cause you see, big man, when the real world champion is in the building, you gotta pay homage to the man. Cause to beat the man, woo, you gotta beat the man. And I am the real world's champion. Oh my god. Like,
It amazed me.
it's amazing. You know, one of my core memories growing up, I think it's because of trauma. Like, my core memory is Damien getting squished by Earthquake.
Oh,
Like, I can't remember birthdays. I can't remember, like, Christmases before then. But I remember Earthquake, I'm gonna make some snake burgers. Because he had that weird voice where he, like, sounds like he's gasping for air. And, you know, like,
when you're that big, you kind of are.
yeah. So, like, you know, like, I see it in my head. Jake the Snake is on the outside, beat up. Earthquake is jumping around the snake, and then he does, like, the aftershock. And, like, you talked about it. You played WrestleFest, right?
Yep.
I absolutely love WrestleFest. The aftershock in WrestleFest is my favorite. Is one of my favorite
yes.
moves. My God, because He does the throat slash, the thumbs down. He jumps up and down, runs across the ring, and he sits on you. Oh, I love that game.
It's really an amazing move when you think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Especially like that time. Imagine like all the pixels that go into the animation. One of my favorite wrestling games. I never brought this up. I never knew why I never brought it up. But one of my favorite wrestling games, WrestleFest.
There you go.
WrestleFest. Like you got the arcadey style. You got the 20 count on the outside. You got weapons in there. Some guys you go flying out the top rope. You got Legion of Doom when you're playing the Royal Rumble or somebody hit the dip switches and you're able to unlock them. Dude, I can never for the life of me figure out how to do like the demolition decapitation or the Doomsday device. But like I saw it like on the animation. I know those animations exist because I saw them done to me. But
I suck so bad at those games that I never had like. I'm terrible at video games.
Yeah, but you want to talk about a quarter eater? Like you're getting pinned like in like because I emulate it now. I play it on my Wii. Wii was a video game system from 2007 that's extremely modded easily. All you need to go is to go online and Google this. It's still available. So like I went ahead and like you put in the coin and then you do the kick out. And like, what I also loved in there? They had these animation screens, GIFs before like they would come out for the match. So like, you'd see Hulk Hogan like waving his arm like this, and then when it's his time, he rips his shirt, or like $1 Million Man, he's holding his money, just going like, just like holding his money like that, and then when it's his time, yeah, he does that. I'm thankful for that. I'm rich and you're not. Like,
I was so happy when I met Ted DiBiase.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture, brother.
And he did the full laugh. It was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool when you meet these guys and they're on, like, because you have to meet them at the con. Because I told the story before, but I went to a convention before, right? And then Ron Simmons was in the Carl's Jr. before the convention, and I said, "Oh man, hi Ron, I'm your biggest fan. My name is Ron too." Shout out Chris Jericho.
Yes.
But like I learned that day, you don't step to Ron because what he did is he looked at me, said hello, grabbed his Carl Jr. and walked away. And when he walked away, I said, "Damn!" And I know that hurt him a little bit because I see him do like a pause, like he paused a little bit, then walked out the door. Because I think he wanted to avoid me before I said the damn, but he didn't.
It's funny when you run into like Chicago used to have the Squared Circle restaurant, which was owned by Lisa Marie Varon, and so the wrestlers would come here go there after shows. Sometimes like as an official sort of, hey, we're bringing this guy here. He's going to be doing a meet and greet. Yeah. And then other times they would just go there and get dinner. And we saw both sides of that coin once. We went there after there was a TNA show. And we weren't at the TNA show, actually. We were just going there for dinner. But turned out that it was the show that day. Kevin Nash was there. And one of my friends tried to talk to him. And Nash just, like, gave him the total, like, brush off. Like, yeah, dude, thanks, buddy. And then Daniels and Kazarian were at a table. And it's like we started talking to them, and because we weren't acting like nerds, we were talking to them about like their favorite comic books and shit like that. Yeah. They're like, we ended up talking to them for like 45 minutes. They prank called Magnus at one point. It was great.
Hey, like Kazarian gets like this weird reputation as being like a grumpy guy because of that stupid BTE bit where he copied. Yeah, but like he's one of the nice guys. Like when we used to watch PWG after the shows, we'd all go to the same IHOP in like Rosemead, and so I'd go up to them, like him, Scorpio, like Human Tornado or whatever. Daniels, they'd be all at the same table, and I'd just be like, "Hey guys, love the show," and like they'd be like, "Oh yeah, hey, what's up, man? Oh yeah, thank you for being a fan." I'm like, "Yeah," and then you just end up talking because people are people. People are nice if you catch them at the right time. Exactly. If you catch them at the wrong time, And then you're gonna be like, hey brother, yeah, no, I'm good, I'm good. And I like, and I don't really expect these pro wrestlers or celebrities in general to be like on, because I met a couple of them. Like, I met Zack Ryder at Disneyland, going taking a piss next to him, and like, I took a picture with him, but he was with his wife Chelsea Green, and I was like, I could ask him to take another picture because I kind of fucked up, but like I don't want to bother them because they're like, they're a couple at Disneyland. But then I saw like on like their Instagram they were taking pictures all over with like all these fans with the, because she won the U.S. title then, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
but like they're very nice people. I probably could have done it, and they probably would have been like amicable about it. But I'm like, nah. And then like I met X Pac also going pee next to him. Here I am meeting guys at the urinals like talking about pee stories. And like he was also one of the coolest dudes too. He asked me for a light for a cigarette, but I don't smoke, so. But luckily my cousin did, so I went ahead and I said, "Hey, X Pac wants a lighter," and I shot the shit with X Pac and Jack Evans, and they were passing shit with each other, and I was like, "Man, this is so cool." Jack Evans is also really nice, like, but then this is like when I think about this, like this is before they all made it. But X Pac had already made it, and this was kind of like surreal life X Pac who showed up. And,
Oh yeah.
but like X Pac is like one of my favorite wrestlers. 1, 2, 3 Kid,
Okay,
Six, and like just meeting him, and he was like super nice and super like, and like when I hear like his podcast before, like he's talking about he was so fucked up during the time. He was fucked up, but he was nice. Another nice guy that I met, also at the urinal, was Rikishi.
So people are going to think that you're a urologist by trade.
Oh my god,
as a
yeah.
doctor.
No. I am not a urologist. But I will say you should at least visit your urologist when you reach the age of like, I say about 40, 30, 46, get checked out a little bit. Because sometimes you get stuff like kidney stones and you want to get your blood checked. So make sure you do that. I also want to recommend this because I'm about to go deep. Is like when you reach your age about 36 through 40, you should at least get your prostate checked at least once. Please go to your doctor and get your prostate checked because early detection is the key. And if you find yourself urinating for more than you're used to, this is a sign that maybe you should go see your doctor. Please take this seriously. Anyway, let's get back to the pee story. So Rikishi, I met him at the urinal.
Quick heads up, by the way, I've got about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So just so you know,
counting me down. I got
wife is on her way to McDonald's right now to pick up a gourmet dinner.
Oh man, I love McDonald's, bro. What's your usual McDonald's order?
I usually just get a double cheeseburger and fries because ever since I got on Mounjaro, I just can't eat as much anymore.
Yeah, I want to let the people know that Mr. Sean SPF is also part of the blood sugar line with me, as we both have the sugar, as they say in the South. That's a good order, man. And speaking of that, one of my big questions is, what's your favorite dessert?
Oh my God. Oh Jesus, that's hard. Oh,
I'm gonna say So while you think about that,
I'm gonna say, yeah. Go ahead. Take for a second here.
Yeah.
I gotta run through some stuff.
I gotta say, so this man had one of the best ideas I've ever heard of for his birthday. He was going to a sushi restaurant, right? And had he called maybe a week or so earlier, he was going to ask for a birthday cake size tomago. To those who don't know, tomago is sweet egg with rice and some seaweed wrapped around it. And it's one of the best. For me, I love it because it's like my friend Sean says, it's like eating a pound cake. It's like the softness, the sweetness, and there's a little bit of salty, complete with like the vinegar and the rice. It's just it hits everything that you want like in a bite, especially after eating like a big round of like sashimi, yellowtail, ahi tuna, salmon, mackerel, red snapper, all the good bits. It's tomago. I like tomago.
I love tomago. That might be my answer. No, man. I love a good creme brulee.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that's one of the few things that it's like I don't have a torch at home, so I really ain't ever going to have creme brulee at home.
Yeah.
It's like that's the thing is at restaurants I really like to go for things that I'm either not able to or just not going to make.
Yeah.
So really complex desserts, I mean, are definitely my jam. So anything like that, I'll tell you right now. If you ever go to a Brazilian steakhouse, getting like the sort of the papaya cream dessert that they have,
Oh yeah. I love
that's
Brazilian barbecue.
oh
Brother,
yes.
when you come down here to LA, we should go to Brazilian barbecue.
I took our friend Shay to a Brazilian barbecue recently, and
Oh,
it was good times were
man.
had by all.
There's something about the Brazilian barbecue, the Korean barbecue, just meat, fire, it's fire.
Elemental, man. That's all you need.
Yeah, you know, it's that caveman side. Um, I don't think you know this about me, but apparently, according to one of those DNA tests thingy, I am in the 98. I'm in the 90 percentile of having Neanderthal DNA. So I am in fact a caveman.
I've never done one of those because I mean I'm curious, but I know that also those things they like link it up so that then if you have relatives out there, you're able to find who they are.
Yeah,
And the last thing on earth I want is to have relatives that I don't know about coming out to find me because it took me years to get away from all the relatives I did know about.
oh man, that's a
Last
great.
thing I need is finding out I got like 4 half brothers down at some sort of farm in Kentucky or something.
Oh man, you know, like I'm gonna say this a little bit, but like, you know, I think I might have some siblings out there, but I'm not gonna check. I'm not gonna check because I have the one sibling I love. She's my sister. She was my brother, but now she's my sister. You know, I love her. That's the only one I need, and I have like of like 50 first cousins who are pretty much we were raised like brothers and sisters. So it's just like I don't need any more family.
Yeah, I went no contact with my family for various reasons and kind of in stages. It is funny though. I pride myself that when I do, as I do very rarely nowadays, write about wrestling, that I'm good at it.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't done it in many years regularly, but when I did, I thought I thought it was pretty solid. But it's frustrating because I can't even claim to be the best wrestling writer in my sort of immediate near family
oh
because I don't know if you know I don't know if you know Tim Hornbaker, the guy who wrote the books on Buddy Rogers, History of
yeah,
the NWA.
yeah. I love those books. I'm a big wrestling history, combat sports history guy.
He's my cousin.
Oh shit, that's fucking cool, bro. That's cool, man.
It's like I'm like, God damn it!
Yeah. If
I can't even be the best writer in my otherwise illiterate family group.
I know I always say that I've been saying this a little bit lately, but like, my uncle is Mike Inez from Alice in Chains.
Oh yeah, awesome. See, Tim's the most famous person in my family lineage, so
I would also go into like how my family kind of was in with Ferdinand Marcos, but that's for another time. That's for an off there conversation.
fair enough.
Uh, hey, like man, I've got to say, like, I'm really thankful you came on here. We talked some wrestling. We talked a little bit
Exactly.
wrestling. We talked enough wrestling,
And
but
you know what? Ain't nothing says I can't come back again.
oh yeah,
I work from home most Fridays.
oh yeah, brother. I want you to come back on. I need you to come back on.
No problem.
I need to get you and brother Jason on at the same time.
There you go.
Just
We're
cause
not,
I can
we're
handle
not
both
talking
of.
about Bulgogi versus Galbi, which is better.
Yeah. Oh.
We,
Okay.
we
Oh
haven't
yeah.
talked about UFC fighters from 2003.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know, like Brandon the Truth Vera, I gotta represent for my people.
Oh
You
man,
know. Uh, I absolutely love this conversation, man.
who's your favorite old school fighter?
Let's see. If I'm going, okay, for the '90s, my favorite '90s fighter is probably Big Nog.
Oh
Big
yes.
Nog is one of my favorite from the '90s. because he was a
Well,
champ.
Mount Rushmore of it, I should say.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore. Don't have to
Mount
narrow
Rushmore.
it down.
Okay, so I like Big Nog. I know he's a piece of shit, but when I went on vacation in Hawaii, I told my family, hey, I told my wife, my girlfriend at the time, like, hey, what if you run into BJ Penn?
Yes.
So like throughout the whole trip, before the trip, like for months, because like we had this Hawaii trip planned for months. Like, imagine if we met BJ Penn, and everybody's like, no, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. We're not gonna meet BJ Penn when we go to Hawaii. Just because he's from Hawaii, we're not gonna meet BJ Penn. So like I'm just like I keep saying it, like I say it like in the airport. Hey, what if we meet BJ Penn? Shut up already. On the last day, on the flight home, who do we see? That's on our flight home, sitting like in the waiting area. BJ Penn, and he one of the nicest guys I met. He told us to come over. Hey, brah, you want to take pictures, brah? Oh yeah, come on, come close. And he's holding like his baby. It's a really cute baby. He's like, come on, brah, take a picture. It's cool. And like he took a picture like with all of us big Filipino guys. I think about it like we'd definitely be in the bloodline. Look at us. Look at me right now. Look at me. Who's like I'd be in the bloodline right now. but like imagine like so it happened and they're like, how the hell did we meet BJ Penn? I was like, how the hell were you right? I was like, I don't know. And so
Dude, you know the secret. You and Ryback. You know how to manifest.
Yeah, you gotta manifest because that happened a couple of times where I manifested something and it happened. But like that's like one of my favorite stories is like I actually met BJ Penn like in a Hawaii on a Hawaii vacation. So yeah, it's like Big Nog, BJ Penn, GSP. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah, one of my favorite guys that I also met, Matt Serra.
Oh, nice.
Matt Serra, I did not meet in the restroom. I did not meet him in the restroom. I want to make that clear. It was not by urinal. I met Matt Serra while I was playing slots in Las Vegas, and I met Matt Serra. I met Ron Perlman, and I met Herb Dean, and also I also met Kale Sonnen. I met Mike Goldberg, who I tried to form my voice on. Mike Goldberg is a really cool guy. I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which casino did you run into him at?
It was at the Pearl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Palm. They were fighting at the Pearl at the Palm, so it was at the Palms. So, it was. I won a lot of money that night too. Yeah.
Well, that's another topic for another day. Degenerate gambling stories could be another many hour podcast.
Oh yeah. Could you send me the links to your writing and I could put it in the episode description? And I know this is on the show, so
I'll see what I can find. I have not written much in many years, but I'll see what I've got out there. See if I can find a good representative.
Because let's see what this wrestling brain of yours was back then.
Well, see, the thing is, it's a story of my brain slowly losing my mind because as long time fans of wrestling internet stuff would know, I was the Raw reviewer for Voices of Wrestling for about a year and a half. So every week I was generating these ridiculously long stream of consciousness mind dumps for them. And literally just 6,000 words every week that I'm crashing out on Monday night and into Tuesday morning about just the most random shit.
Man, that's sick. I would love to read that. I'm gonna go on voicesofwrestling.com. I'm gonna search Sean Flynn. Oh, Sean.
Yeah. My last name is known.
Yeah, I'm gonna search for you, and I'm gonna read all of them, probably on my fantastic bathroom. And yeah, just that's what I'm gonna do. I
appreciate that you're a man who recognizes a good bathroom is a true life luxury worth having.
Hey, some of the best reading I've done has been in the restroom, like in the bathroom. You're just sitting there. You can just because I read books through I read PDF files. That's the books I read now. So, I think I just read I read one of the histories of. I read a Tom Clancy book on submarines. That's what I read last time. Because maybe I have something else besides ADHD, but yeah, it's really my sanctum sanctorum. Um,
As someone said, all middle-aged men have to at some point either get into smoking meat, World War II and military history, or some form of home maintenance as a big interest in life.
oh
So
man, I'm
you're
already
just
two out of
following what's
three.
required.
I'm 2 out of 3 because I love smoking meat. I
Uh,
love smoked meat. You talk about like getting like doing the barbecue. I got like 3 different barbecues. I can do a grill. I got the smoker setup going on. I love smoked meat. Meat fire, yum.
See, I
And
have to.
yeah,
I got a jetted tub in my bathroom, so I'm afraid of losing the phone in there because I usually read on my phone.
yeah.
But I have a bookshelf in the bathroom that's just for like relaxing when it's time to take a nice long whirlpool bath and let the old back
Oh,
pain try and
you
ease
have
up a
a
bit.
you have a whirlpool.
I got a jetted tub.
You got a gin and tub. You know, brother. I brought this up in the Discord. I'm not sure if you read about dream bathrooms.
Oh yeah, because I commented. That's how I know.
Yes, yes. That's one of my. That's one of my. I'm gonna start asking that as like my part of my closers because part of my dream bathrooms is having a whirlpool where I could just sit and have the jet massage me.
Hmm.
Um, having that shower, maybe like a waterfall head, but I have the removable shower head. But having like a seat thing, so I could put my
That,
leg up, so
that
I
is
could get.
nice.
Yeah, and the real big one is having one of those Japanese fancy toilets.
Oh yeah, I I tried using one of those. I stayed at the Sky Suites at Aria,
Yeah,
and they had the like super high end Japanese future toilet.
yeah.
And I swear to God, it intimidated me so much. I don't think I took a shit for 3 days because I went in there once and I hit the wrong button, and suddenly I got a jet of cold water up my ass that was so hard it was like doing a colonic.
Hey, like that's supposed to clean you, and like that takes a while to get used to. Just like
I was like, I swear to God, there were lights and it was talking, and I was just
yeah,
like, I don't know what the hell's
yeah,
happening here, but I'm gonna go shit in the casino where things
yeah.
make sense.
Because talking about that, like sometimes my wife makes me shit in the casino bathroom because so I don't shit up the toilet. Because like you go to like a bacchanal, you go to Wicked Spoon,
Uh,
you go to like all the Aria, whatever. You go to any of those buffets, and I would love to get a sponsorship from Bacchanal.
Hells
Please go to
yeah.
Bacchanal in Las Vegas and Caesar's Palace. Bacchanal, you can get all these smoked meats you want. Bacchanal in Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas.
I bet
Caesars.com.
I bet they have little mini creme brulees in their dessert bar.
I bet, man. Well, last time I went, they had like a whole. They did have like a whole thing of it. They had flan. They
Oh
had
yeah,
the thing that I love about the creme brulee is like breaking the top sugar layer.
exactly.
Like,
That's so pleasing.
yeah. Um, my last question, because I think your wife is gonna come home with a
Yes,
delicious
she is.
pile
She
of
is.
McDonald's.
Yes,
Is
yeah. I am about 5 minutes from fries.
oh man, heaven. Is what do you want your rainbow to say?
My rainbow.
Yeah, imagine a lovely spring day, summer day. Like you have rain and then a rainbow pops up just for Sean. What do you want? What does Sean's rainbow say to the world?
Says, sorry things are so shitty. Maybe one day it'll be better, but probably not.
Yeah, man, that's freaking great. That's so good, man. Like, thank you for coming onto my show. Thank you for sharing
Absolutely.
your time with me.
We have to do a Vegas episode, man. You sound like you could definitely engage in a good hour or two of Vegas talk.
Oh my God. Okay. Um, thank you so much. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely.